Greetings. This is John, aka Blockhead 23, block underscore head underscore 23, here getting ready to chat with Scott, aka Toying with Light. Hello, Scott. He just hopped in here. Pleasure, sir. Good that you're joining in for your own interview. I appreciate it, as do all the folks that are joining in here. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Ooh, we got Australia back up in here. Hello, sir. Hello. Thank you all for coming in. Appreciate it. We're going to, get to Scott here in a little bit. I am John, aka Blockhead 23, the new guy in town. I am the new, guy helping out with Garrett. Garrett is still clearly doing hello, Adnan. Hello, everyone. Hi. Appreciate it. And I'm sorry if I don't get to the wave, but I got to this in my previous, live stream. This is my third one today. Hello again, Rick. We're seeing each other everywhere. But I knocked over long time no see, right? I knocked over my tripod earlier, and it is so janky now that I don't know if I'm crooked or not. So I'm not going to hit the wave thing. But hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining on. We're here to talk with, Scott, aka Toying with Light. We're going to chat with him about a bunch of stuff, Lego coming up. But before we get to that, I'm going to explain to you, hello, Tom. Hello, sir. Wow. Long time no see again. We're going to chat about the Don't Sweat the Lego Technique, series coming up. A lot of people are uncertain as to what it is, so I'm going to explain it first before we chat with Scott. First off, where did the stupid name come from? The stupid name came from me because I like stupid names. I like coming up with quirky names. I like coming up with things that make you chuckle or trip over yourself while you say them. So Don't Sweat the Technique is a song from Eric B. and Rakim from the 80s. For all you folks that are from the 70s and 80s and beyond, hi, Rick. I know you're watching. Eric B. and Rakim did a song called Don't Sweat the Technique, and I'm a huge fan of Lego techniques. The different techniques that I've learned over the years, the different techniques I've seen employed in certain sets, like, say, Ecto 1 or lots of cars over here. I'm a big fan of all the cars. All that fun stuff. I'm a huge fan of technique, right? So I was actually reaching out to a bunch of people, asking them how they did certain builds, and it got me to thinking, like, well, I'm a community guy. I grew up punk rock, in Chicago. I hardcore punk rock kid and DIY grassroots kind of thing, 80s, 90s. And so I worked in the music industry, and I worked in the film industry. I worked in the independent industry, and I decided to employ those things here to Lego. And so that's where it enters me into Back to Brick with Garrett. He asked me to come on to kind of also implement some of these things that I'm doing, that I was doing over on my own page, over here on the Back to Brick page. And one of those things now is Don't Sweat the Lego Technique. So I reached out to a bunch of different people. But I reached out to these specific people about this specific series. I reached out to a bunch of people about their different techniques, but these specific people, I wanted to learn from them. So this series became a little selfish, really. I wanted to learn how they did their things. So I asked them, say, hey, would you want to do this in like an open forum? Would you want to do this, say, in a community setting? And voila, we have live stream. We have the Instagram Lego live stream, and we're going to do that. So we're going to do 4 episodes with each one of these builders that I'm going to chat with to you here about. So I'll get to you on this one. Hello, Beasley. Long time no see. Everyone, long time no see, who's been in my previous couple, live streams. So I reached out to these 7 builders, and I asked them, and I wanted different techniques coming from them, covering all different styles of Lego. I'm not real familiar with movement like Lego Technic, and that is very foreign to me. Doing mosaics is really foreign to me. All these kinds of, there's very different things they're really foreign to me, and I wanted to learn more about them. So Scott is one of the people that I decided to reach out to and ask about this. And it just kind of, he was one of the first actually, because we kind of struck up a friendship, just based on his work alone. I really appreciated his work. I appreciated his cheekiness, and we did a feature on my page. I do these artist features over there, where I do a week-long feature of their work and show some of the work that they're proud of, and some of the work that I nab that I'm like, hey man, I like that. I'm going to show it too. So anyways, we've struck up a friendship over that, previous to that, and then with that, and then since then, of course. So he's got a lot going on. And one of the things is this Don't Sweat the Lego technique. And it starts on Friday. Yeah. So Thanksgiving is tomorrow in America. That's Thursday. Then Friday, the 26th, we start Don't Sweat the Lego technique. And we're going to learn techniques. First one is, boom, right there with Rowan. I have this post up on Back to Brick as well. It's on my personal one too, but it's up on Back to Brick. So Rowan from Australia is going to teach us about Lego technique and Lego movement. He just built I want to say 5 meter high rolling ball contraption for a competition coming up. It's amazing. And he also just built this new way to hold his phone while he's going to be doing the series. It's really cool. He just put up the video. Highly recommend checking him out. I don't know if he's in this chat right now. He's been bouncing around, so I'm not sure if he's here right now. So that starts Friday. That's our first one. That's with Rowan right there. That starts the 26th. We're going to be doing it at 7:30 p.m. right here. 7:30 live stream. There are going to be 4 episodes with him. He's going to be 15 to 30 minutes apiece. He's going to walk us through something different in each thing. He's going to teach us part names. He's going to teach us part uses. And he's going to teach us builds, how to use work with Technic, and Lego movement. So moving on, and I'm going to go through all these real quick, and then we're going to get to Scott. Okay. Sorry. All the, homework or whatever, the housekeeping. That's what it is. Then come Saturdays. Boom, boom. That's Lego Larry right there. Lego.Larry. He's not in here right now, I don't believe, but follow him. He does habitats. He's going to show us how to do habitats, 8x8 habitats. You've seen him around. Brick Fam Builds did a big thing with Halloween for him. There's a lot of challenges with habitats. Lego Larry is the king of habitats, and he's going to teach us how to do them, and like the little secrets behind doing the habitats. It's super cool. Once again, 4 episodes, 15 to 30 minutes each episode. We might be doing 4 different habitats each one. Pretty cool. Anyways, wait, maybe, I don't know. He's got something up his sleeve. Boom. Man of the hour. Scott, you know who that is. That's Scott. Sunday episodes. Sunday episodes right there. So yeah. Larry, by the way. Larry is Saturday episodes. That's 27th. That's November 27th, December 4th, December 11th, December 18th. Times of all these. Hey guys, hey, thanks for all joining. Times of all these. So this one's going to be 7:30 at night here on Sundays, or on Fridays, I'm sorry. And then Saturdays, this is going to be in the mornings. 7:30 my time, Pacific. I'll post all the times here in a bit. So we'll talk about them a little bit. So Larry, boom. Then Toying with Light. Scott, he's going to walk us through all of his photography techniques. He's got a little studio. He's going to walk us through that. He's going to talk about his camera that he uses. He's going to do all that. We're going to do a little bit of that tonight. Okay. So his episodes are on Sundays. Starts on the 28th. Going to do December 5th, December 12th, December 19th. Boom. Scott. Then after that, Jesse from Brick Design. You guys familiar with Brick Design? You should be. Follow Brick Design. He's got like 70 some odd thousand followers. Gets like 20,000 views on his furniture tutorials. Phenomenal. He's going to teach us how to do those things. Okay. And so he's going to be Mondays. That's November 29th, December 6th, December 13th, and December 20th. Okay. Times are also going to be posted. I think it's going to be 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern. So these will all be posted all the times. All of these posts have been up for weeks. So after that, we've got current podcast guest, Kelly Bartlett. She's going to be walking us through her technique. If you listen to the podcast this week, Kelly Bartlett's on there. It's awesome. She's phenomenal. She uses amazing techniques. She uses unique techniques as well as classical techniques. You see this mosaic right here of those butterflies? Beautiful. This cheekiness right here of the original Lego duck. It's awesome. And then this is what originally got me into Kelly Bartlett right there, was that little chocolate shop. the techniques that are employed on that floor, on that chocolate bag right there, and not to mention the counter itself, the walls, there are so many techniques in there to learn from, and she's going to walk us through those. So 4 episodes, 15 to 30 minutes each. All of these. Okay. Hers are on Tuesdays, starting last day in November. Hey, there's Rowan right there. Follow that dude. Follow that dude. He's the one that's kicking us off. He's Mr. Technic and Movement Guy. Hi, Rowan. So Kelly is going to be Tuesday episodes, November 30th, December 7th, December 14th, and December 21st. And I believe our times are going to, we're in Portland, or she's in Portland. I'm in Oregon coast. So our times are going to be easy to work with. I don't have to work with another time zone. Thankfully, it's been very difficult. And then got another time zone to go with, Germany. I just did a live stream with this guy, what, 2 hours ago-ish, something like that. Gary, I don't know if you can see it, but he's got these micro builds right here. That's a micro build of Berlin. That's a snow globe that he's got right there. That's a sig fig. See that gray steeple? That's a sig fig. How cool is that, right? And then this is his build from Lego Masters, Germany. He's a Lego Masters from Germany. He was on it 2 seasons. Season 1, season 2. He's going to walk us through his micro builds. He's going to walk us through his enormous mock that he's working on right now. It's 108 base plates, 32 stud base plates. 108, 32 stud base plates. 100,000 bricks. He's going to walk us through that. Hi, Brandon. How's it going? So he's going to walk us through that. He's going to walk us through his micro builds. And he's also going to walk us through his experience on Lego Masters Germany. Pretty freaking cool. So stoked. Then, finally, everyone on this page should be familiar with this dude by now. We had a chat with him. Hello, sir. We had a chat with him a few days ago. Zachary Steinman. These are, I wish I would have picked some, now that I'm looking at it, I wish I would have picked some of his that have a little bit more color. But how tall is it? Is it 4 point something meters, man? Did I get it right this time? Oh wait, which one are you talking about? Which one's how tall? Is it this? Or are you talking about your rolling ball contraption? It's really tall. In America, it would be like 13 or 14 feet, if I remember correctly. Anyways, so Zach Simon is going to be wrapping up on Thursdays, December 2nd. There it is. I got it. December 2nd, December 9th, December 16th, and December 23rd. So Zach Steinman, bam. You should all know him. Podcast guest as well. All of these people, I imagine, will at one point be a podcast guest. Walk us through all of their crazy techniques. So yeah, Zachary's going to walk us through his stuff. It's really cool. He says it's a lot easier than it looks. Great ball contraption. Thank you. I always get it wrong. The GBC. I always get it wrong. Rick, always thank you. And so speaking of Rick, let me just get in real quick before we get to Scott. I'm sorry I'm taking so long, Scott. I know it's been 13 minutes and I apologize. I'm getting to you. Hello, Himbricks. What's up? It's been a while. So series 2 is booked out. There are 2 slots that I can't announce just yet, but I will announce the other slots. Let me get to my geeky pages on that one. Hold on. Real quick. So this will be in January, okay? January we'll have Don't Sweat the Lego Technique 13 feet and change. Boom, there it is. Don't Sweat the Lego Technique Series 2. Coming in January. Yeah, we haven't even done Series 1. Series 1 starts on Friday. We haven't even done Series 1, but we got Series 2 coming up as well. January. Ready to hear it? Here it is. We broke a couple of these names earlier today. I'll save them for last because we'll break them here because some of you people don't know what's going on. Most of you might know this already, but Adwin, Alex, who designed the Home Alone set, the Home Alone set that just came out, that, oh, it's down in my holiday scene right now. The Home Alone set that like millions of people are buying right now, that photos and videos and da-da-da are all everywhere and mocks are everywhere. Him, the guy who designed that thing, he's going to do the series. He's going to do Saturdays. We confirmed Saturdays. He's doing Saturdays. 4 Saturdays. Hey, Evan. What's up, buddy? 4 Saturdays. He's going to do Adwin / Alex. He doesn't care which way he's referred to. But he's going to walk us through his Home Alone set. How he mapped it out first, you know. Actually, hold on. Real quick. I'll be right back. Ugh. So he's going to walk us through his battle plan, right? Anyone got this set yet? Anyone got the Home Alone set? So he's going to walk us out how he started with this, right? He started with this as his little battle plan like this, right here, you know, like that. And then he built it as a mock. And then he put it up on Lego Ideas. And it got 1,000 votes. And then it got 2,000 votes. And then it got 3,000 votes. And then it got 10,000 votes. What's up, Evan? Speaking of which, follow Lego Creator right down there. That guy, he's got a phenomenal city. 6,000 population and growing. And it's no named. So it's open for naming. If anyone comes up with a really cool name, throw it his way. So Adwin is going to join us for 4 episodes, 15 to 30 minutes apiece. Walk us through from idea to ideas set. Oh, I even have the box over there. I could do it for super effect, but I won't right now. But he's going to walk us through that process. Each episode, he's going to give us something new about how it got us there. And he also has other Lego idea sets that are up for support. So we're going to talk about those as well. So, Adwin. Then we move on to Fleur Watkins, who is Lego Masters Australia. She's going to be walking us through her mocking process and then into a Masters process. So similar to what Gary's doing in season 1 from Lego Masters Germany, Fleur's going to be doing from Lego Masters Australia. But her mocks, she doesn't work on the micro scale. And don't get me wrong, Gary can work in different scales, but he prefers to work on the micro, nano, whatever he calls that scale. If he's in here somewhere, you can correct me. I'm sure you will. But she does these grand scales, and they're amazing. Fleur Watkins, follow her. Find her, follow her. She's fantastic. Hello. Thank you, everyone. Sorry, I'm not hitting the wave thing. I got a jankety tripod, and I don't want to knock over my phone yet. I already feel like I'm a little cattywampus, so I apologize. But Fleur Watkins is going to walk us through her process of being a mocker to a master, right? Awesome. 4 episodes, 15 to 30 minutes apiece. Some are going to be shorter, some are going to be longer. It depends on what we got going on. If there's audience participation, depending on what they've got going on. If there's builds, so on and so forth. So then I believe he's in here somewhere. If you hit the boom, at UVUPV, your turn to say hello there, Adnan, if you're in here. He's going to walk us through his process. I've done a feature very similar to what I've done with Scott, with Adnan, that he, with his, album covers. He, does these really sweet album covers. He's done, he just got Fatboy Slim that reposted his album cover. Smashing Pumpkins has given him recognition. There he is. Follow that guy. Excuse me. He's got Lego Ideas projects as well. And he's also, hello, sir. And he's also got, these awesome Time Magazine commissions that are really cool. Check it out on his page. He did 4 magazine covers, Time Magazine covers. That you ever see that magazine newsstands ever? I don't know. Ever hear of it? He did 4 of them. Check it out. It's really dope. He's going to walk us through all of those different build process, and walk us through commission process, all that jazz. We're going to chat with him. 4 episodes, 15, 30 minutes piece. Next up, we got Billy from Bricks and Banter. Bricks and Banter. Yes, thank you, buddy. Bricks and Banter podcast. He is going to be talking about his podcast as well as his podcast process, his experience podcasting, but not just that. Because we have a podcast, right? We already know how that works. Kind of, right? We've done it for a little while. We're also going to talk about his customization. He does customization, like minifig customization. Something for me that was kind of like a faux pas for a really long time. Kind of like, and I mentioned this earlier in a different live stream, like illegal techniques. You know, it's like, oh, that's illegal, whatever. He does these amazing customizations. We're going to go through that. He's going to teach us about customizations with Lego. Not only that, but also bricks too. Like not just minifigs, but bricks too. So really cool. Time to step outside of our comfort zones, folks. Us old school folks. Look, my little fidget spinner, brick bus. It's not a fidget spinner, but what is it called? An infinity cube. I use it when I do the live stream sometimes because I drink too much caffeine. Anyways, so moving along. That was Adnan. Follow him. Billy from Bricks and Banter. It's B_M_R, I believe, or you can follow Bricks and Banter and he'll go through his customizations. All right. Right now, he's in here, I believe. You could say hi, Rick. Rick is going to walk us through some of his process, which is amazing. If he's in here, you say hello. You're going to give him a follow. I think it's Rick _Brickham. Brickham. I believe it's Brickham with an H. But he's going to walk us through his process. There he is. There's that guy. He's going to walk us through his process. So if you go check out his page right now, there is a Psycho build that he's got. There's this Cube build that he's got. And they're going to blow your mind. They're done digitally. And he's going to walk us through a little bit of how he did some of these builds. There's Scott. He's going to walk us through how he did some of those. And he's got Lego Ideas projects up as well. So he's going to walk us through that. He also, hello Beta Brick, he also has this crazy collection that I hope he's going to show us again. That my first ever live stream was with Rick Brickham right there. First ever. I was scared nuts. And now here we're doing this. Anyways, we're gonna chat with Rick. 4 episodes, 15 to 30 minutes. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I've named. I've got 2 others that I can't name yet. It's confirmed. Can't name them yet because they got a couple other things that they can't just yet talk over, if you will. I guess in a promotional way. But anyways, that's Don't Sweat the Lego Technique Series 2. Let me show you real quick one thing. I forgot to show this off in previous live stream, but we just posted one of these, and I just did a feature on this guy last week. It was fun. Yes, it was fun. I did a feature on this guy last week. Peter, awfully good. For those of you that follow along on my page. By the way, I'm John. For those of you who are new, I'm John, Blockhead23. I'm the new guy here at Back to Brick. I'm the social media creator, consultant, whatever, co-host guy with Garrett. Garrett's the main guy. He does the podcast, big stuff. Looking forward to it myself. I will be filling in on the podcast from here and there. We have some stuff coming up that I might need to jump in. So I might do some breaking news here and there. I might do some interviews here and there. We'll see. But for right now, I'm doing this. I'm doing some of the stuff on Instagram. Garrett's doing stuff on Instagram as well. He's doing most of the emails. I don't get too deep into that because it's so businessy, and I'm not a real businessy guy. I don't know if you noticed, but I got these so I didn't have to sit at a desk ever in my life. But now everybody has these that I've heard this. So what happened? Punk rockers. Anyways, Peter, awfully good, who I did a little feature of, does these medieval castles and these medieval builds, right? And he sent me this as a thank you for doing a feature of his work all last week. You're laughing at me. Thank you, Adnan. You know, when you're in the 90s and in the aughts, you didn't think, you know, with the tattoos, you thought, oh, I'm covered. No way. I'm good. They're not going to hire me with these. And now CEO's got nose rings and knucks. What you gonna do? Anyways, so look at that. So these bricks are 40 plus years old. He used original bricks from his collection and he made a miniature version of one of his builds that is available on Brick Design. And he gave it to me. This will never be taken apart. This is a work of art, and it will always be on my shelf. That's why it's by the fish, because they're both getting cases. I'm so honored by it. So thank you, Peter. I wanted to give a shout out, and I'm sorry if I lost people because I'm doing a little shout out, but Peter, thank you so much. Awfully good. If someone could tag it, AFOLLYGOOD, I believe. Awfully good. Follow him. He does magnificent builds. And he sent me this. And these are, I mean, smells over 40 years old. Bobby, that was for you. You're not here anymore. He's smelling Millennium Falcons. Anyways, moving on. We came here for one reason and one reason alone. That guy right there, Scott, toying with light. Scott, you ready to go on? Because I'm ready to go on. I'm gonna bring you in here, buddy. Coming in from the Canada, toying with light. Hello, sir. Are you there? There he is. What's up, buddy?
Hey, John.
How you doing?
Good, man. Yourself?
Doing very well, thank you. I'm surrounded by Lego. Couldn't be bad. So thank you for hanging out. It's what, 8:30 there. I apologize. It's so late. But I appreciate you coming to hang out. I wanted to have a little chat with you about stuff that you got coming up. Because you've also stuff that you are currently partaking in, stuff that have recently passed, and stuff that's coming forward. And you and I had a chance to chat a few weeks ago about the upcoming series, but it was in a cluttered kind of situation. There were a couple other folks, and now you're in your studio, and I want to see what do you got to tell us about what you got going on?
Well, again, thanks for having me, and hi, everybody. Scott Murphy, also known as Toying with Light. We're going to have some fun. I'm the photography guy, and what I wanted to do is just tell a story about telling stories. Lego's about fun and imagination and creativity, and that's what I try to bring to my creative work. Relatively new to this. It's just over a year now. I call it my pandemic silver lining. I used to travel a lot for work and for fun, and then, city and travel and landscape, and then that all kind of stopped. And we were doing a big family move and came across some old sets from our kids and just started taking pictures.
Yeah.
And became very quickly a daily hobby, that passion that didn't depend on leaving the house. And
Sure.
It just grew from there.
Now, so you went from like taking, you say like landscapes, kind of nature photography, right? Now, what did you're a fan of Lego, clearly. And I know how long you've been a fan?
Well, about 35 years, but I have to admit my dark ages lasted about 25.
Yeah, you and me both. Okay, so the pandemic brought you back to Lego, as it did many folks. It brought me deeper into it. I was into it, but not nearly as deep as I am now. But so clearly it was natural for you to go into photography. What made you decide? Thank you. Oh, by the way, real quick, I apologize. Before I ask this question, if anyone does have questions, I see that someone utilized the question button here. Use that question box down there, because I'm not able to see some of the stuff coming through here. So utilize that question box. If you have one for Scott, if you have one for myself, Scott's down here. I'm John, Blockhead 23. This is Scott, Toying with Light. We're chatting about his process. We're chatting about his Lego photography. And I was just about to ask you, so you hit the pandemic, you weren't outside as much, you're doing Lego more, as a lot of us are, millions of us really are. And you decide to start photographing minifigs. Were minifigs the first thing that you decided that you wanted to photograph?
Pretty much. It's I want to tell a story and connect with people, whether they're big and human or small and yellow, and of course a lot of the series that come through intellectual property, whether it's Star Wars or some of the idea sets with of course Home Alone, or going back to The Simpsons or whatever. There's a lot of pulp culture and I've got some old classic lights and space.
Well, there's some cross-pollinating.
I love doing mashups and crossovers, and it's just creating fun situations that that I hope people can relate to.
Yeah, no, that's great, and so that leads me to, like, you went with the sig figs because you wanted to tell a story, and you clearly tell a story with your photography. You tell a story with your lighting, with your shading, with your reflections. What made you decide to kind of use those style effects? What made you decide to really utilize the reflection, the mirror aspect of it so much?
Yeah, it took a little bit of time, and it was probably about 2 to 4 months into doing this seriously that I kind of settled on that. And I'll show you what I use.
Yeah. Be great. Love to.
And,
I forgot you were in your
this is
studio.
a 1 by 2 foot piece of ceramic floor tile. Home Depot is probably the best $6 I ever spent.
So that's the slab that you use for every photo.
Exactly. So at first I was doing a mix of different things, and I tried this on a whim, and I really like the look. And part of it is because I am shooting every day and producing every day. Having a very minimalist or a very simple setup or aesthetic, I like the look for one, but there's a selfish practical side to it too, in that it's very easy to set up. I come down every day, and there's this, my little setup, and the floor is there, and I work with it.
Right.
And it's become a bit of a signature look, if you will.
Oh no, absolutely. In fact, actually, who was I chat? Oh, Zach. I was chatting with him the other day, and it was even in the podcast with that Garrett chatted with him, that the last week's podcast, that his IKEA desk, his little wood desk, has become part of his signatures of his builds, like, the backdrop of his builds, like all the scattered pieces in his build just being there. And it's like, I just kind of have to have that now. So now let me show you real quick here. And it's not, we don't get the greatest, although I have a little bit better of a camera here, the greatest. There's a little bit of a glare. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's more of a glare on there than I'd like, but you can kind of see it, right? Maybe I should turn off. I can see glare.
The idea behind that was a mother, AT-AT and a little baby. And,
right.
And when I go through the lessons or the sessions we do, the first one, I'm going to talk about the idea. That's the hard part. The actual taking the picture, as I hope to show, is to demystify. There's some technical stuff to it.
Right.
With some fairly basic, non-technical understanding, it's the idea is the hard part. And so I'm involved with Stuck in Plastic. They're a creative collective of photographers. I'm not part of the crew, but I'm on Discord, and they have a weekly workshop challenge. And
yeah, I noticed that they had something going on this week. What can you explain that? Sorry to interrupt, but you just mentioned them. So what
again, I'm not part of the crew, but how it works, on a Monday they post a theme on Discord on the channel there. And for this week, I shouldn't spill the beans, but last week was for the AT-AT theme was love. So people had the week to take pictures, post them on Discord to show progress, get feedback. People are posting behind the scenes, some tips and techniques. And then on Friday morning, TGIF, over the weekend, or 3 days, everyone floods Instagram with that weekly hashtag. And Stuck in Plastic, the team will share collages of the group, and they'll highlight on their stories and posts, some of them. And so for me, that week, the theme was love. I like doing mashups and whimsical kind of stuff. And so, what says love like a robot war machine and her little baby?
That was a great one. I really enjoyed that. Where'd it go? I'm gonna go.
Next question: where I'm in Canada.
Yeah,
I've been all over, man. I've been West Coast. I've been prairies. I've been Arctic. I've been East Coast.
Yeah, because you've been out
in Ontario. Right now, I'm in Kingston, Ontario, which is Canada's first capital. It's a city of about 120,000. And if you can picture Toronto, we're about a 2-hour drive to the east, kind of halfway between Toronto and Montreal.
Okay. Yeah, I was in. I lived in Detroit my early years, and we were real close to London, Ontario. I think I still have some Canadian money from them. what was your what was the first like photo you decided to take when you went from the photography, the landscaping to Lego to the toy photography? What was the first one that you took?
The first one was actually a sig fig. So it was, yeah, if you go way, way back, November 22nd, so it's been taken just over a year. And
You know
so
the
it's
exact date?
you know, it's a Frankenstein of parts. It's a jacket from Froro, if I recall, and Han Solo hair, and I think it's I forget whose face it is. But anyhow, I'm
Wow.
holding a camera and just a simple blue background, and I'm playing with light. And you'll see it first. I used just paper backdrops, and then I got involved with bringing in rocks
Wow.
and mocks and sets and different things.
So
So
there's a
that's it.
that's his first post on Instagram right there.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh, hi,
stick.
Barb.
Oh, hello, Barb. Barb and Ottawa. Good to have some Canadians here. Apparently, I have this thing with Canadians.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Alex says of Emmett's Toy Chest. He because I've done all of these features over on my other page, on my personal page, where apparently I do all the Canadians, and I've got another one going right now, Jonathan Farrell. So, I you guys are good Legoers. What can we say?
You got some long, dark, cold winters.
So now with this, you were using what as your backdrop?
uh, I've got it right here, actually. It is a piece, and this is my secret ingredient. I've got a stack here of about 20, 25 pieces of craft paper from Michael's craft store. For those who may not know it, it's 12 by 12-inch pieces of paper.
Yeah.
Some are glitter, some are different patterns. And
Yeah, because
so
there
this
looks like
is the
glitter
piece of
on here.
paper here. This is like a fish scale kind of pattern.
Oh
And
yeah.
if you bend it and have the focus just right, the highlights in the background create these little colored orbs. Bokeh, it's nice, the nice soft backgrounds. And
Yeah.
so most of my shots, anything with color where it just has a piece of paper in behind.
Yeah. That's bye, Rick. Rick's got to pop out. His phone's dying. So learn to charge it. Who are you, Teflon Todd? Anyways, his phone always dies. So now, did you do much in terms of editing, post production with that?
I do as much as I can in camera.
Right. Okay.
So, but as you'll see as we go through the series, I set my camera up it's a mirrorless, so in the live view, I've got the crop loaded square, so I frame it exactly as you're seeing it there.
What kind of camera are you using?
It's a pretty nice camera. I'm kind of privileged, I must admit.
Yeah, I mean, I use my iPhone, so
Yeah, so I had a full mirror or a DSLR system for about 20 years, and I decided just to simplify, and I traded that all in, and what I ended up getting was a medium format. It's a Hasselblad X1D Mark II, and every picture I have taken is with the macro lens, 120 millimeters f4. It does 1-to-1 reproduction. It's built for the larger Hasselblad system, so I use an adapter to put it on.
yeah.
But this camera spoils me.
Wow.
Any fault in the image is me, and it's not. And it's just the interface is so simple. It's like my pictures. It's minimalist design, and
Yeah.
it's just a pleasure to hold and a pleasure to use, and that just it just becomes seamless in the whole process.
Looks like a very nice piece of machinery. It's Emily over here says she's a Nikon girl, but thinking of making the switch.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here, and then Barb says never tried metallic paper, but off to Michael's tomorrow.
Yeah. Again, it's $1.50 maybe. I don't know. It's money well
It does
spent.
a great job. I mean, look at that. That's that's still. I mean, to where you're at now is a totally different vibe, of course. I mean, there's a little bit more buoyancy, if you will, to this, as to where yours has got a little bit more of for lack of a better term, a little bit more of a darker.
I have gone darker. It's a low-key type effect. If you go back to some of Rembrandt's paintings and, with the Rembrandt lights
Yeah,
and I put the light on where I want to draw your eye.
sure. Yeah.
And then the rest falls into shadow, and where those shadows fall, I really don't care.
Which, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, what I do, you asked earlier about what I do in post. One thing I do is add a vignette about 2 stalks around the corners, and that just helps draw the eye in,
Sure.
to the light and where the subject is.
Sure. Now, you mentioned leading the eye. Didn't you just do with Brick Central? They had the leading eye. Hello. The leading the eye
That
challenge.
was last month, certainly, and this month their challenge is framing. So using frames, whether it's a window or a doorway, or even light and shadow, again, to highlight a character. Brick Central is all about community and tips and reviews for the Lego photographer.
Right.
Anna, 4 Bricks Tall, is a community manager. She's a Lego ambassador. Lego's one of the recent live streams. She was the Lego photographer featured in the intro, about 10 or 15 minutes on that show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so she runs Brick Central, and she has her own Discord channel running workshops and so on. In real life, she's a portrait photographer, but Lego photography is her passion, and again, much like in plastic, it's another great community.
Yeah.
Just wonderful people to bring in ideas and feedback and tips and techniques.
Well, I noticed today they did. Lego did a post today. They featured Shundies. Do you know Shundies? And YC Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah. They featured both of them with their the Boba Fett starship, and it was awesome. It was really cool. It's super cool to see them get featured like that.
YC Solo is another Canadian. He's living in Europe now.
What is with you people?
He's one of the team members at Brick Central. And this summer, the gift with purchase, the sailboat.
Yeah.
That was his design.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
If you go to the Brick Central blog, there's a whole post about his process from idea to gift with purchase.
I wonder if he's
after his daughter and
missed that GWP.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the word. Didn't get it. Let's just say that. Real quick here. Emily says, finesse, moody, deep, rich, detailed, powerful. Those are all words to describe your work, Scott. Yeah. And I agree. I definitely agree. That's genius. You are a genius, she says. Boom. She's a fan. We got Emily. So here we go.
There's a madness to the method.
Let's see here. We've got, boom, from Adnan. I don't know where he is in the world right now. I think he's in the States. I'm not sure. He's asking, do you follow any other toy photographers? Ooh, I do.
I follow a lot of people. Who comes to mind right away? There's different styles. Brick Panda, does a lot of really cool effects. Chris Rose is one of the crew members of Talkin Plastic. Does a lot of work, outdoors, and he's had work picked up by Lego.
Geek Cool?
Say again?
Did you say Geek Cool?
Chris Rose.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how I misheard that one. I must have been thinking of that. Do you know Geek Cool?
I don't.
Okay, he's a pretty good guy. He's got some pretty good stuff out there.
But I also follow brand new people, and I get some questions about lighting or equipment, and like to chat and share, and we all started somewhere, right? And what I bring is 35 years of photography experience as an amateur. I told you about my qualifications last time. I have none, so I'm not wedded to any rigid school of thought, and it's I found out what works for me, and that won't work for everybody, but I'm really happy to share. So for the 4 sessions that we do have, You know, I've got a game plan. First one will be a bit of a studio tour, and then, you know, studio is, you know, maybe a big word for what it actually is, but it's my creative space, and it's where I come to do my thing. And then there's the four things. So I mentioned earlier, the big one is the idea, and that's the hard part. Once I got the idea, you know, the shot is, I mean, there's some work, but you know, the hard part's the idea.
Right, right.
And there's so many ways out there for inspiration. We'll talk about that. Second night session will be purely about light, because that really is my tool. Of course, photography itself, the Latin roots are, you know, writing with light. And
Emily insists that I have terrible lighting. Trey company, that I need a ring light. So maybe I'll learn something from you.
actually, to the question, what camera? So I'm really lucky. I have a Hasselblad medium format. It's an X1D Mark II. So it's a 50 megapixel, 44 by 33 millimeter sensor. So for, you know, photographers out there, from APS-C to full frame, this is, you know, the same from full frame up to this, you know, medium format. Colors are amazing. I absolutely love it. But the second session will be about light, and I'll do a practical demo. I'll show hard light and soft light, warm and cool, how you can, you know, set a mood and again draw the eye to your subject. And that brings us to, you know, to part three. Will be, you know, the subject, and that's, you know, isolation. I'm telling a story. Every story has a hero or an anti-hero, and in a snapshot, you're trying to capture that moment in time. So how do you get that viewer to latch onto that?
Right.
And it could be reading lines. It could be composition. There's all kinds of ways, and I'll show a couple things. And I've decided, we chatted earlier about how I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to show, you know, more than tell. So
Right.
we'll set up with my camera in live view, and
Sure.
we'll go to an actual setup, and
Awesome.
so you'll see what I see, and
Awesome.
I'll sort of talk through what I'm thinking about and how we get to the end.
That's great, because I really love the I don't know if you Irwin Last, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Irwin? And he's awesome. And then Cobalt, do you follow Cobalt as well? Their behind the scenes stuff is so great. I love it when they do their behind the scenes stuff. I'm such a sucker for that stuff. I think I've asked you about that before, maybe. I'm not sure.
I have a website that's kind of dormant, and I was doing it daily for a while. It's starting to feel a bit repetitive for me.
Well, sure.
But
Because
I think I need to come back to that. It's been long enough to come back. I need to do it weekly and then a little more focused.
Yeah. I mean, that's stuff. I mean, even the photos look cool. First off, foremost, anything but yes, hello, excellent, Mecker. Because like we learn from those behind the scenes footage or photos, regardless. But Aaron Last, I really dig what he's got going on with that stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely going to benefit from that. Real quick, I wanna say here from, I'm going to butcher this. Cyril Manalangua. If I whatever it says, that if I took time enough to really figure out what it says, I'd be able to understand it. So it says, kudos from Philippines. Big fan here. Small toy, huge results. Simply genius work. And I apologize for butchering your name there. I'm sure it's something I don't know about. So you have the fourth one now, right? Is that
so that's composition. It ties in closely with subject. But again, I try to get everything as close as I can in camera, which works well for our purposes here because you'll see that. So I propose using rule of thirds, which a lot of people have heard about. The camera I use actually has the overlay, and so when I'm shooting, to the millimeter, it's, you know, I get so precise for lining things up. I see a question here from Brick Building Brothers. Words of wisdom for burgeoning photographers. Experiment and look at other people's pictures, and really think about it really comes down to light. I can't overemphasize that. And I work down in the basement. There's no windows in this room, so the only light I'm using is mine. I control it.
Sure. You control it 100%.
Yeah, and I also spend a lot of time looking at other people's works, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's the cinematographers watching movies, pause a scene and try to figure out how do they do that.
Right, because I do see you tie in some footage kind of feel to some of your photographs. Like you can kind of see some of it almost ripped from some of the scenes of the movies. Like even
sometimes I'll do an actual scene, and sometimes it'll be inspired by it. I had a fun one doing a Pulp Fiction.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah, with Vincent and Mia. I did the dance scene, which is a little tricky with just how they go articulate.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did one with the vintage car that Gift was purchased last January. Yeah. I had that in the background, and the two of them walking with a trophy and just this big grin. And
right.
I was pretty happy with that one.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's. I mean, to see your growth, to go and to see, like, and by the way, those that have just jobbed in, this was Scott's first photograph on Instagram. He was using $1.25 glitter paper from Michael's that Barb's going to go run out and buy.
I still do.
And still does. And so he's gone from that. And for those that aren't familiar with Scott's work, his most recent one that came up today, which is great. It's very timely. Because the set just came out, and because also going to be chatting with Adwin coming up here soon, was the Home Alone one where you can just hear the clink kind of. You can kind of hear the clink going on there. So that's a fun one. I really enjoyed the ATM. That was great. The Princess Leia of the ATM.
Initially, and I do have it with R2, but that was just, it was
so great. So. I like the cheekiness. That's what drew me to your work in the first place, which is something that we haven't really touched on too much about. Thank you for the question there, Brick Building Brothers. And I'm not gonna keep it too much longer here. I appreciate you hanging out for as long as you have, because we also have to keep stuff for the series. But your cheekiness, you have a sense of humor with your photography, which is great. You can, and for those of you that can't see the sense of humor behind this, I can walk you through it. Remember when she's recording the thing with R2, help me, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. And that was R2. You see the color kind of thing. She's at an ATM machine now. So, okay. Yeah. It's funny. It's very funny. So now where do you get that humor to bring in?
There's a lot of British humor inspiration that you're behind. Oh, I lost my light here. Hang on a sec.
Uh-oh. Oh, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, point to stand by. So
we are with light, aren't we?
Yeah. So Douglas Adams. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, Douglas, yeah. Sure.
Just the way the man could put words on a page that just made you laugh out loud with the the imagination, the silliness, the pure the joy. I mean, it was just magic. And he's got a lesser known book. It's called The Meaning of Live. So it's a fake dictionary. He's taken city names and given definitions for words that don't exist but which should.
Yeah.
The feeling of the cold side of the pillow, or there's things I could say that with a younger audience maybe not, but anyhow, just a great imagination.
We might have some teens and preteens in here, so we do keep it.
Yeah. How much money have I spent on Lego? Actually, less than my wife. So that's where I'm lucky is she loves sets and she loves building, and we've got some displays, and I love the minifigures, and I use them for stories and so on.
I have another question for you on that one coming up.
So how much do I have I spent? I really don't want to know.
Oh man, I don't.
It was worth it. I can tell you that.
Crap! Just looking in this room alone. A lot.
But minifigures are less. So, and Bricklink is great. You know, that's how I started at first.
That row right there is not cheap, totally, right there. And then you got that corner over there, it gets a little bit more expensive. And then if you go into that room over there, that's when it gets more expensive. And then you got the crap behind me. So I'm going to say my wife might be watching. So probably $400 or $500.
Which is like 10,000 Canadian. So
yeah, I'm gonna say a couple 10,000. I would say. God, I don't want to admit that to myself, but yeah, oh, that's a lot. It is a lot. I've purchased a lot. I have, and I didn't even show you. Like, you know, we could do one of these things too, and show what's on the other side.
Oh, that's a fun one.
I haven't done that. So yeah, we won't get into that. I did a Lego room tour once and I felt really guilty. So we got one more question here, I think. If anyone has any more, get them in real quick because we're going to be cutting this down here shortly because we have a series coming up where we're going to be going over a lot of this stuff. Whoop, we already did that one. Hold on a second. I was trying to delete that one. We got one more here from Barb coming in. If anyone else has any more, have them come on in right now. Barb's asking, she's just starting to collect minifigs. Where are some places in Canada or U.S.?
Bricklink, you mentioned the designer program earlier. I discovered Bricklink, I think last spring. It's, as I understand, it's been bought out by Lego, but I look at it as like an online flea market. So you've got individual vendors, you've got, you know, the whole framework, and you know, you can search and, you know, by location, by price, new or used, and so I built a small collection, mostly of the collectible minifigure sets, just to get, you know, interesting characters, whether it was, you know, the janitor or a gladiator or, you know, whatever. And
you have Brick Owl too? Do you use Brick Owl?
I haven't. No, I've heard of it, but
Zach
I have not.
Zach told me about that. I had never heard of it. He didn't tell me about it. He told Garrett on the podcast about it. I heard it on the podcast, and then Zach and I did one of these things, and we talked about Brick Owl, and I was like, I've never heard of it. It's got to be Canadian.
So for Barb, the advice that I'll give for Bricklink, because Canada Post, which is our national postal system, is expensive for parcels. If you're ordering minifigures, if you order 5 or less, so long as they're not like crazy Medusa, if they're letter mail size, they ship for about you know, $2.25. Whereas if you stray over into the parcel size, it's automatic up to $14 or more. So if you're ordering a bunch of minifigures, I would break them into groups of 5, and it will save you on shipping. Yeah.
U.S. same deal. She's asking U.S. as well. Same deal. Bricklink. There's also around the country. There's Bricks and Minifigs stores that you can go to. That they have a lot of choices, a lot of selection of those places. A little bit pricier. What's that?
You can filter by location. So you know, and whether it's, you know, for Canadian vendors, you can do electronic money transfer, without having to get into PayPal fees and so on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's another thing that eventually we'll go through on Don't Sweat the Lego Technique series that we'll have people walking us through how to operate, how to navigate Bricklink, because it is you can spend a lot of money and you can get very confused and you can get very discombobulated and you can get very discouraged, but there's a lot there. There's a lot. So yeah, check out Bricklink, definitely. That is one to recommend. And also Brick Owl in Canada, I'm told, is very good. So I don't think we have any other further questions from the folks out there. As far as you are concerned, sir, is there anything else that you would like to share with the crowd here?
Again, just to you know, enjoy the anticipation, the 4 ideas, and it's not, and I'll talk about where that came from. It's not my creation, but you know, it's about light, you know, the idea, the subject, and composition.
Awesome.
At the front end, we'll talk about, you know, studio and how I'm set up. And at the
Yep.
back end, we'll do a walkthrough, start to finish,
Awesome.
of the shots and sort of tweak around and entertain questions along the way. And it's meant to be fun. It's
Perfect.
not going to be a bunch of charts and graphs and technical terms.
Yeah.
I am using a high-end camera, but it doesn't need to be. It
Right.
could
You can
be.
use an iPhone or
The
whatever.
only thing you need to be able to do is, if you're with a phone, is with an app that lets you set the aperture of the shutter.
Right.
You need to be in control. That's the only thing.
Yep.
Whether it's from the phone all the way up to what I have, that really doesn't matter. And
Yeah.
and it's really all about the light, and it's fun to play with.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Scott. I really, really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. And I'm really looking forward to doing the series with you here. Once again, Toying with Light, your audio is really muffled. Echo. He's in his studio right now. It's in a basement. There's no windows.
Sorry.
But I can hear you. It's just got to turn it up a little bit. So we're starting with Scott's series. What days are we starting with you again here? I forgot. I got it. Oh, here it is. November 28th. We're doing Sunday episodes with Scott. It will be November 28th, December 5th, December 12th, and December 19th. That is Don't Sweat the Lego Techniques Series 1. We'll see you here coming up in just a few days.
Yeah.
Awesome, Scott. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, man.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a great night. All right. We'll chat to you soon. Chat with you soon. All right. So those of you that are hanging out for just a little bit longer, I just want to let you know that we are starting the thank you so much for those that are hanging out. And thank you once again to Scott. Thank you so much. I can still understand. Good. Can't wait. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it for hanging out. It's pretty informative. That's what we're hoping from all of these. With these these episodes coming up, we're going to try to keep them between 15 and 30 minutes so that it doesn't get bogged down too much. We don't want to have too much information. We don't want to have it be too long because it's difficult to keep attention, for longer than say half an hour. Doing a live stream, there's a lot of life going on. So we're going to try to keep those pretty concise. And I will be moderating those. So they're going to be doing their teaching and I'll be moderating. I'll be going through the comments. We'll be using the question box down here. And I'll be the one to do that. Hopefully I'll be the one on the bottom and they'll be the one on the top so you can see what's going on and not have to worry about the comments. I'll figure that out. We might have to start their live stream and then I hop in and then we just do it from there. That way I'm on the bottom. Anyways, it starts Friday night. Don't Sweat the Lego Technique series starts Friday night with Rowan. I don't know if he's still in here or not, but hello, Rowan. He's going to go over the Lego movement and the Lego technique with us, teach us how to work with Lego in a movement manner. It's awesome. I'm so excited. All of these are going to be 4 episodes, 15 to 30 minutes apiece. Be sure to go check them out. I have a post both on my personal page as well as the Back to Brick page. It's right here. It has all 7 of the artists in here. It's got the dates on there. It's got links on there to go to their pages to see what they do. Follow them, learn from them. We're going to have awesome time with this. I'm so excited. And I'm very, very thankful that Garrett has offered up Back to Brick here as a medium for us to do this. It's really awesome. I was going to do it on my page, which I'm John, once again, Blockhead 23. I'm the new guy on the Back to Brick team. I was going to do it over there. And then Garrett and I got to chatting about doing working together. And now we're working together and he offered up this. Will these be online in case we miss them? Yes, absolutely. So what'll happen is I will post them afterwards, after we record, because we're going to be dealing with, I think 5 different time zones. So clearly we're going to be all over the world doing different things. So I will be reposting them as soon as I can afterwards, get all the information on them and repost them. So it'll be available not only on the live feed or the feed here, but I'm also going to throw them up on the YouTube page. So if I can figure out how to do it, I think Garrett can walk me through it. So thank you so much, Adnan. Adnan, by the way, right there, give him a follow. That guy right there is in Series 2 coming up. I chatted about Series 2 earlier. You can go to the beginning of this one. I post it. We've got Adwin, Alex, who did the Home Alone set that you might be building right now or may have built already. He's going to walk us through his process with that. And then we've got Adnan right there. He's going to walk us through his process. We've got Fleur Watkins going to walk us through her Lego Masters Australia process. We've got Billy going to walk us through his customization process from Bricks and Banter. And then we've also got, who else am I missing? Who am I missing? Rick Brickham, who we just announced. He's going to walk us through a little bit of a studio work that he does with, he did with his phenomenal Psycho House build for Halloween and his cube build that is just from Hellraiser that is just mind-blowing. So thank you so much for everyone for hanging out. If you've got any questions, feel free to hit me up at my page. You can hit me up at the Back to Brick page too, because I'm also doing the messages there too. But I am block_head_23 John. Hello. I'm the new guy. Thank you so much for hanging out, and thank you so much to Scott Toying with Light for walking us through a little bit of this. It was a lot of fun. We're going to learn a ton. He's got 4 episodes lined up that is just so concisely. It fits perfectly. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see you back here actually before Don't Sweat the Lego Techniques series starts. Just a little bit beforehand. We'll be here 5 a.m. Pacific time. That's where I'm at. 5 a.m. Pacific. So 8 p.m. to you folks in the East Coast. And then to those in Europe, mostly, I think it's 2 p.m. maybe. We're going to be chatting with Matthias, MB Mox. M as in Michael, B Mox. We're going to be chatting with him about his builds. They're awesome. Right now, he's got a Snow White 7 Dwarves mock I just posted a couple, maybe yesterday, 2 days ago, I'm not sure. We're going to be chatting with him about his stuff, kind of like we chatted with Scott. So tune into that. I'm going to put some info. I think I already have a timer in our stories, so make sure to go through those. You can click on that, and it'll give you a little reminder if you want. So we'll be seeing you for Matthias MB Mox at 5 a.m. on Friday morning, and then at 7:30 p.m. we're going to be with Rowan. We're going to go over Lego Technic, Lego Movement, and we're starting Don't Sweat the Lego Technique series. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. I appreciate it. We will see you very soon. Bye-bye now. Be safe.